I think when you think about Smoke throughout the last 30 years now, I think mobility is one of the things I think of. You look at when he was a secret character in MK2.
I don't think of the mobility. I think of the vortex, but maybe it's because I mostly know him from MK9 and 10.
Human had the teleport punch, and then Robot had the teleport uppercut, and then all the way in MK9 he had
And anti-zoning.
the shake.
So I guess anti-zoning would be movement in a way.
Like, I think he's always been a character that can get in.
Always had mobility.
Exactly.
Always had mobility and ways to close the gap and also be right on top of you. Teleport punch!
Right. He's dangerous from full screen anywhere. You want to hit a button, he has an opportunity.
Yeah, that's the anti-zoning facet.
In MK1. So let's take a look.
Let's do it.
But first, let's talk about his normal attacks.
This video is not good quality.
Notice he has this knife, which is a karambit, which is from Indonesia, I believe.
I identified the karambit in the first trailer.
In most of his normal attacks, you can see he has this slicey dice.
Slicey dice, yep. He's just cutting you up.
Low slice.
There goes your Achilles.
He uses it in his uppercut, jabs, and his throw.
So he was lacking smoke
right
ball,
under the mouth.
right?
That's the worst.
In the first trailer.
Another noteworthy thing about his normal attacks is he has a really good long distance overhead, which is his back two.
Yep, that definitely that covers some space. That's for dang sure. And that's gonna put him right where he wants to be up close, right?
Exactly. And it is complemented by a low that could be a combo starter.
So he's got instantly the low overhead mix-ups.
Exactly.
The blender.
The blender.
Yes. Yeah, I think he's going to be an awesome mix-up character. So let's go over his special moves. You can kind of see how he plays up close. So how is he going to get that 50-50 going?
Yeah.
So the first thing we'll talk about is his anti-air options. One of his brand new special moves is this anti-air knife toss. Jump.
Yeah, that's new.
Oh, nailed it.
And pull you in. Jump again. And if you EX it, he pulls you right up with
I like that.
a bunch of recovery. And then you can actually go into your mix-up.
Getting Oki from an
He
anti-air.
has his own kind of get over here, if you will.
Exactly.
And he's patrolling the skies.
Yeah. So he also has a new take on the classic smoke bomb. He throws the smoke bomb into the air and then will drop down. This will track the opponent. So up close, he'll be real quick, and even full screen. He'll always go behind them, and it's an overhead.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if that's as good as the old smoke
Constantly
ball.
Closing the distance.
Exactly. So if you read a projectile, if you think that
Because it's so telegraphed.
low, you
And
can
it's
go for that.
slow.
The EX version has an extra special property. Instead of dropping down and doing that attack, he'll just drop down, and he'll be invisible.
Because that's what you want, is to deal with somebody with overheads and lows.
Isn't that a reptile thing?
Yeah,
So
sounds
if
like
you were
great.
thinking, I don't know, that back to, I bet I could react to that.
Right.
How do you react to an overhead that you literally
Can't
cannot see?
You start spamming stuff.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, you would still block high.
Another special move is the classic teleport. This time it starts as a low, then goes into the teleport.
Okay, maybe that could be it.
EX it,
That could be mix-ups. The invisibility is just to
And that punch
basically
is very like throwbacky to like
Exactly.
MK3
It's like a new
robot.
take.
make it a 50-50 if you're invisible, right? Because when you're invisible, you can do a lower overhead. But if you don't EX it, it's never a mix-up.
Okay. Something I will never do. Nope. I commit. Okay.
And I don't know if it was fast enough to be anti-zoning.
And there's a fun property. If
Oh.
you EX cancel it, he turns invisible.
Okay, so you can go invisible in other ways.
I tried to find you, but you punched me first.
And lastly, he has a new take on his phase teleport move. He will phase through, go full screen no matter where you are, and go into this attack. And this can be used not just to close the gap and check the opponent, but it can go under fireball. So, please fireball.
Let's see if you can do it. Oh, wow. First
I guess
time
that's
right.
anti-zoning, but he's not dropping in
This
above
can
them.
also be canceled.
I was just going to ask.
So instead of
Canceling it's a
using
mix.
projectile, if it has a lot of recovery, you can actually stop right in front of them and get a full punish.
And go into your business.
Going
Or-
to the business.
Exactly. If they're blocking, you can go ahead and stop in front of them, go for a 50-50, jump over, throw, whatever you want.
Cool. Did you do his throw yet?
I did.
Oh, okay.
How?
Oh, yeah, under the mouth. Didn't want to see it again. Just kidding.
When you're playing Smoke, what kind of what are you looking for in a cameo?
Great question. And I'm always a big fan of pointing out that You could shore up on your weaknesses. Like, you'll notice he doesn't have a traditional projectile.
Correct.
So you could give him someone like Sonya who has ring toss.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can double down on what you have and maybe get even bigger combos. Or maybe you can use someone who has new combo starters and mix-ups options. But what I picked here is Kameo Sub-Zero, who makes counter zoning even better because he has a really nifty, tricky move where he coats you in ice armor and you become projectile immune.
Oh, that's new.
To refresh. Fireball me.
Fireball me.
He is literally
That seems really good.
and can walk you down.
And he's taking no damage from that?
Correct.
What?
He could also
So far, I'm more interested in the cameo than I am Smoke.
Yeah, so you pointed out earlier, one of the best things to do when someone's invisible is to start spamming projectiles. And
Right.
you can hit a stray while he's trying to move around. He can literally use Sub-Zero, become projectile immune, be invisible, teleport behind you, and then start doing 50-50.
That's very sneaky.
He is sneaky.
That's
I
very
think,
sneaky. Sneaky ninja.
that's a great key word there, ninja, because I don't think Smoke's ever been this much of a ninja, in my opinion. I think it's pretty rad.
Oh yeah, no, I'm loving it. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, I'm just really skeptical about the projectile.
Like rushing down.
Nothing but risk.
Everything else seems aight.
Yeah, probably.
And yeah, he definitely feels like he's going to be high risk, but really, really flashy, very, very quick.
And that's when you talk about like how you want to deal with Smoke as an opponent. Risk.
Right, yeah, I think you're going to have...
It's weird though, because the anti-air is more of a defensive thing. You can't really use the anti-air as part of your vortex.
Not gonna be super efficient. Just play the game, patient, bait him out, punish him. Or rush down the rush down guy. And like someone like Liu Kang who might have faster normals.
They didn't really show if he had other options from that though. So I don't know if that's a natural 50-50. You might have to
Definitely going to bait mistakes, punish
do other
people
things for it.
getting too big for their britches, and then go for his big combos and all that. I think he's going to be really exciting to watch.
Awesome. We should probably take a look at the. Are you doing anything more?
No, I think we should show you the Fatal Blow.
Let's do it.
So this
Haven't we seen it
also
already?
uses this theme. It is it'll track you no matter where you're on screen, and it's an overhead. So
What?
check out this.
All right.
It'll track you.
Why?
Oh, it's more of... Okay, so that's an anti-zoning thing. Okay. Okay, I was thinking of the fatality we saw before.
Last notes about Smoke.
No, I'm just really excited to see like the really creative players mix him up with different cameos and stuff. Like, go crazy with the.
I wish they would have elaborated more on
Yeah, some of my favorite
the
are the ones that
idea behind
ballet of destruction.
the new
Right?
projectile
Flipping out, all that sort of thing.
being as slow as it is.
Exciting.
This is a brand new character for a lot of our newer players.
Right.
I have a lot of hopes for this one.
You know, she's kind of been redesigned and reimagined.
Because I thought Ashrah's moveset was really lame in the older games. Just looking at it.
So Ashrah is a demon who has found an artifact, the Chris. It's a mystical sword.
So there's a lot of room for them to
Slays demons with it. Pure
improve.
control. So she fights with the Chris all the time, and you could imagine that gives her exceptionally good range.
How many bad things do you think she's done that she's constantly having to purify her soul?
She is literally a demon from the nether realm, so I think she's been a bad girl.
All right.
She's been through it.
All right. She's
Yeah,
done a few bad things.
You can see almost all of her normal attacks use her weapon. Like she's got a super good uppercut.
It's weird having a weapon-based character
Sweep, uses her sword.
in a Mortal Kombat game. Although I guess Shao Kahn was that as
No,
well.
that's the bomb.
I've played against Dan in Cinematics plays a lot of Ashrah, and the range she keeps you at is one of those sort of frustrating ranges.
Right. Let's go over her throw. Slashy slash.
The slashy slash. We got a bop. We got a slashy slash. Ooh, little frost throw.
And now let's go over special moves because they are very neat. She has a really unique playstyle. So the first thing she has is projectile, which is not a typical fast, tiny projectile. It takes up a ton of real estate on screen.
That wasn't from the trailer.
Not go full screen, and it's not the fastest in the world, but it reaches almost to the top of the screen.
So you're not jumping it.
Exactly.
Right.
And you're not ducking it.
Exactly.
Good one,
It
Tyler.
also has crisscross, which is a sword slash.
Get it? Crisscross.
Combo ender. And control kind of the ground and the air. And what's one of the ways you beat like long-range footsie tools?
Beat?
Beat it, yeah, by jumping. So you could say crisscross makes you
Jump.
Wow. You really set these up.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I don't understand why people say this is cringe. I don't.
No, not at all.
It's my least favorite term on the internet, by the way.
So, did any of the attacks you were just showing have EX versions?
Yes. In fact, I'll show one right now. The sword uppercut, which when you EX it, allows her to combo.
Awesome. But the projectile and the crissity-crossity?
They just do more damage.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I think crisscross has a pop-up.
Okay, cool.
So thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, team, no problem.
And then lastly, we have the Ghost Dash. So this is a cool move where she sends a ghost, travels as far as she wants, and she can cancel it.
What does that remind me of?
Nope.
And she can also do this quicker version that goes behind you.
But you're falling.
Imagine the cross-ups she could do if she were in a game with
For the most part,
cross-ups.
She's got a bunch of range attacks,
Yes.
and she can get distance with her sword attacks. So she really kind of plays that mid to far game. And if you try jumping in at her, she has that special move that just is a rising sword attack.
Sindel had something similar. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Air combos.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
But there's one really cool mechanic involved in all this that makes her just an added layer to make her a little bit more in-depth.
Tell us about that layer. Let's
She
peel
can
that onion.
Tap into her dark side, and this changes the properties on most of her special.
Okay.
Her fireball becomes a ground spark.
She has an evil mode.
Oh,
It's a
jeez.
short, medium, and far version.
Okay. And so that you have to choose which version, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Pretty quick.
Sorry, I gotta turn it back on.
All right, gotta turn on the darkness.
Her shadow charge completely changes, and now it actually teleports her to the location.
Okay.
And she can again
How is that different?
Okay.
Or actually go directly to where the ghost
This reminds me of Chizuru from KLF.
She can cancel it, and she can still do the quick attack.
Okay.
You know how Chizuru can send out a clone, but it's ambiguous if that's actually her or not?
The opponent is getting dark
It's a
side
50-50.
protection, which
Yep.
can stack
Those little
up-
swirly things around there, right?
Exactly, which can stack up to 3 times. Once she turns back to light, all of her light attacks will then do an extra hit of damage, depending on how many stacks she has.
Very cool.
Eh.
That's awesome.
Now, some of the ghost slashes. Can you do any of those in the air or anything like
Yes,
that? Yeah.
She can do all the ghost slashes in the air and drop down.
Oh, jeez.
She can do an attack. She can have combos with it.
What can't she do?
Pretty much.
I don't think she has
So,
advantage.
do you have to just switch in neutral, or can you do it mid-combo?
So playing as her, your goal is really you're switching back and forth and back and
Exactly.
forth to get
Yes.
as much damage as you can.
Yes, you're going to be wanting to switch it back and forth depending on the range you're at, what the opponent's tools are. And,
You can really min
And
max
you're
your damage.
and you're locking them down
Exactly.
with distance anyway, too.
So, let's talk about cameos.
With how high the damage is,
How am I supposed to do
with how high the damage is in this game,
Right.
I feel as if the matches will be too short for her to consistently get those 3 stacks and then capitalize on it.
One is the ground ice, straight from Deadly Alliance. Super fast.
I don't know if Ashrah will be that good.
And it seems to cover like a majority of the screen.
Exactly. This is going to be a big time movement check when you're fighting Frost. You could let it rip at any time. It's going to be super dangerous. And that's going to keep the opponent on their toes.
And then boom, you've hit it. Swap.
Exactly. She also has Orby Orb,
Orby Orb.
where she sends a frozen orb out.
We've seen the Frost cameo attacks already,
And you gotta respect that. That's basically it.
because she was at EVO.
Time to switch your stance, get your things going.
Cool.
Okay, so I guess you want to use the assists to buy yourself time to switch stances.
Black type move that's a super quick combo ender.
Or switch modes, it's more of a mode.
Secret special 4th move,
What?
where she does these stabby stabs.
Yeah, this is the first cameo with 4 moves.
This has. Can you
Block.
pick up the controller and block? This will actually push you full screen and do chip, and that can get you back in range to be going for your.
And that's a
speed
low
round.
too that you're doing there.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And
I don't think Ashrah will be that
meter
popular
burner,
either.
Down, stabby stab. Did that cost any additional meter or anything like
I
that?
believe it's still the same as regular.
Okay.
believe. I do not have the cooldown times.
Okay.
And also something to
Her
mention,
gimmick isn't something that would be immediately
balanced and whatnot.
Totally.
fun upon using, right?
That sort of thing may change.
It's something that inherently takes time to actually get anything out of.
We'll all remember the combo I did back in
Oh, here he
11
goes.
that just didn't work later.
No.
And I still
The Dundee. Yeah.
Dundee, and I still hear about it to this day.
So let's check out our fatal blow.
Oh, the wings come out for the fatal blow too, not just the fatality. I was kind of hoping she'd be able to use the wings in her regular moveset, but I guess it's just an aesthetic thing. Oh, that's cool. See, I kind of wish she could have orbiting
Ashrah is super
blade
excited to have
satellites like that, kind of like Irelia from League of Legends
almost 20-year-old characters and reimagined
in the actual match.
Welcome back.
Well,
Ashrah.
fatal blow's in the match too, but you know what I mean.
Awesome. Like, I've been playing Geras for a little bit now, and I'm just starting to test those.
Geras
I'm really
was
hoping
popular in MK11.
Yeah.
Garrus impresses me here because, like I said before, I'm probably going to have to end up maining him.
Right.
Oh, see that
Well,
may be a problem.
Could be a problem. So let's actually go ahead and talk about him. I am gonna go with.
Have we seen this stage before?
Mainly because I love Goro, and also he does help with my gameplay a lot.
The Goro cameo.
And you like a team of bigs.
I do. So just real quick, Goro has a couple moves. He has punch in the air, right? So you can do that.
Punch,
To,
yep.
You can do that to sort of elongate combos sometimes. things
Combo
like that.
extender.
He also has stomp.
You can't have Goro without Stomp.
Now listen, stomp is different.
Oh.
Stomp takes your entire bar.
Oh, it does.
It's probably for some kind of unblockable setup, right?
You have-
Similar to Jax.
And then finally, he has a thing called the omelet toss, which is I did the wrong button.
No,
The punch
that's
walk.
Punch walk.
Punch walk again.
That's punch walk.
He has omelet toss, where he will throw you up in the air,
Omelet toss.
Omelet toss.
and he will. So that can be grabbed like if you're ducking, for instance.
Is that an actual command grab?
It can be used to.
Omelet toss.
Oh, it gets ducks too.
So that's what I use. Now I want to go through some of the strings, and this will all kind of make sense a little bit how he works. Probably my favorite string he has is forward 4-4, which is just hits the ground, pops you up. It's a low.
Do you make a little sandcastle there?
He
What
makes a
happened?
little sand at the end.
Forward low?
So
Wait,
this-
what did they say it was? Forward 4?
Sand at the end, which is just probably my favorite string he has is forward 4-4.
Yeah, forward 4.
He has 4 unique grabs he can do in the air based off his air combos. So he has this, where he'll give you the old pile drive.
Seen that one.
Nice.
Yep, which you are a fan of.
I am.
And you can see that
Choke slam.
switch sides of the opponents
Yes,
on
you can
that.
choose what side to switch. And then you can do this with different inputs. Oh, I did it wrong, sorry.
And when you say with different inputs, what do you?
Different punches in the air.
And he looks so much better in this game than in 11.
So one is 1-2, the other is 2-1.
Gotcha.
And then he's got this one where he'll just. Oh, I did that wrong.
It's really neat to see the air combat extend to grappling.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
He'll knee you away.
Yeah.
air combat, just a huge fan. I just
It's
love.
so
I'm
fun.
so in love with it.
He also has this overhead, which is so it's not
Ooh.
it's not safe entirely, but it's you can throw this out there quite a bit because you get a big amount of pushback and you're
Right.
back to back. He's got
So it is or isn't
this
safe?
neat because this is that range where you don't want to be here, get a little closer, right? And that can be canceled too, so you can do like
Oh,
Oh, you brought a buddy out.
I did. Let's do the throws real quick before I forget because I know people get mad if we forget the throws, and I understand that.
They are very cool.
Goro comes in.
Goro kind of got a glow up too for
He
anybody
did a
that
little
didn't
bit,
notice,
yes.
right? From the earlier first views of Goro, oh, he's gotten a glow up.
Oh, I don't want to forget this too. 'Cause I know
Body
people-
splash.
He does indeed have body splash.
And if a character has a body splash, that's instant means Tyler's gonna play them.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one of the cooler moves too.
It's pretty consistent with me too.
We've all seen the wall he can do.
I don't always seek out the characters with body splashes, but I always end up
You can kind of throw this
playing them.
distance. Let me get a little far away from you. You can kind of even it's not a projectile, but it can be kind of feel like one in a way.
Right.
Um,
And the beginning reminds me of how people block in No Mercy for N64.
It really does.
So that's important.
there it
too.
is. There
Right.
it is. Yep. I'm gonna go over some specials now. So this is the one that changes his game.
Okay.
It's called Countdown, and he'll put a hourglass out, right? And this is what I was talking about. He wants to keep you out. Like got it. Now I have 3 loaded. Once he has 3 loaded, he can do it again, up behind you, and now you are frozen, and the last move you take is the reaction you have, like the frozen thing from the last game.
Right.
So what did he have to load?
Burn it.
He has to do this in order to get the freeze move.
I wasn't ready yet. Try again. So if you're, I gotta read it harder. Go ahead. So if you do that, you can, if you're hard reading things like that, you can get behind him and whatnot.
Sure.
So once you have that out, the game changes.
Right.
They are afraid of moving. Now it's blockable. It is blockable, but the game.
How are you gonna block that?
I played enough people when they're starting to read it.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Here's another thing. Go ahead and do some damage to me. Okay. Now we have it set to 1% right now, but when you do that, the other thing you can do is if you meter burn the snap like that, you can redo what you've done, go back to where you were.
Rewind time.
Rewind time.
He's Echo.
What?
Nice. And
So-
that uses the same clocks that you would charge for the
Yes.
So
behind you.
you can charge the clock,
Mm-hmm.
and once that clock is fully charged at 3 times or
Yes.
whatever, then you have multiple moves that branch from that.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's not a single charge. You just have unlimited access to these
another way
moves
to
once
do
it's
that.
fully charged.
I didn't show you one of the.
I don't know. I'm going to have to re-listen to this.
Oh, okay.
So you can do this. This string, as you see, brings out an hourglass. And guess what? That counts.
That counts.
It does.
Oh.
It's almost like Manon,
Let's move on to another move.
Okay.
increasing her metal level
Right?
after command throws.
Now, is there different distances for Sandstorm, or is it track?
Yes, there are.
Different distances. Gotcha.
It also can be a meterless launcher,
Oh.
right? So you can do like this and catch them, but I couldn't do that. Meterless launcher. Now, where they're standing in the sandstorm depends on where they like. If they're at the back of it, they'll fly backwards.
Gotcha.
In the front of it, they're front.
That's
forwards.
science.
Now, if I meter burn it, you got to see that another clock.
Nice.
It'll time out and then explode. So you're kind of controlling space,
Right.
but that also adds to your clock.
Interesting.
So
And that's going to force them to either advance or back up. Back up is good for you. Advancing,
Right.
you can go for your mix-ups.
So, super cool stuff you can do with that. I really enjoy just hitting it, and then you can, that's
Ooh.
later.
Oh.
So it could change the way the game's played.
Yeah.
Uh,
He plays his own game.
what I just showed was world stop, just back forward 1.
Mm-hmm.
You can just stop time, and I can do this. Now I can go on either side too,
It's just for side switching mostly,
and land there.
or
If
that.
you meter burn it, it just turns into another time stop.
Oh man. He seems pretty nasty.
He is nasty.
He has a lot going on.
Are amazing looking too.
He definitely. He does have a command grab, which you can throw away, or you can throw towards. Sorry.
Throw him into a clothesline.
Now here's the fun part. Let's say you're in the corner.
Let's say you're in.
Now I would love Liu Kang to be in the corner.
Right.
So I can do that, right?
Yep, there he goes.
Or if I want to do more damage, anytime you throw someone away from the corner, you get the wall.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's nasty.
So if I'm throwing so you can give up good spacing if you want to cash out that extra damage.
Damage or positioning.
Like,
yeah.
is this gonna end the round?
Right.
If I do that, throw him out.
Yeah, totally.
At least I would.
Yeah.
So that command grab's really great. It can also it'll combo too. Like if it's in the air, you can't combo on the ground, but if it's in the air, you can catch people.
The range on it is also very interesting.
Yeah, so you can do it from close, but also right about here. So
Yeah, that's really
Takes them really far.
and also just point blank.
Right.
So he's pretty much good up close, mid, and far.
Far, he has a little more trouble far.
Sure.
Far, he's going to be able to set up his stuff.
I was gonna
but
say,
not
then you're
as
just-
much press advantage.
You're putting up
right.
clocks.
But
if
you
you're
will
far.
also you can start getting hit with projectiles during that period.
Right.
Right.
And also you will notice the more you play against the Geras, the snap thing. I've been blocked on it a whole bunch of times, so people know that you're trying
Sure.
to set that up.
But now, obviously, then if they have the mental stack where they are then focused on blocking it or punishing it or doing fireballs, that means that's your opportunity. You've established that, you conditioned them. Now he can advance forward and go for his overhead, his low, his grab.
Right.
If you're doing something that makes the opponent pause, then you've won.
And is it more dangerous sometimes to hold it for a full round?
Exactly. Yes.
Right. And also, they may forget they're looking for the snap, and now they do a combo to you, and you just rewind out of it. You use it for that.
That's a great point.
So next thing we got, this is a. Oops, there was again. Sorry. He's got this burst, right? Denial here, and it's just just kind of a pushback. You can
get off
combo
me.
it, right?
Nope.
But I would say that's not the time you can do it. But the cool thing is, it is his metered. It does a
He's armored.
Armored move. Yes, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So let's say I'm in the corner, and I want to wake up to it. I can.
It's a reversal.
Oh, not me. There we go.
Dude, they gave him a wake up reversal.
Yeah, good if, like, I get
He's automatically better than Zangief.
So like.
Yeah, it's just your
Right.
get off me tool.
Yes,
For sure.
So he does have that. I mean, Geras. It seems like he has a lot. I will say, once you start playing it, it all sort of flows together very, very well.
Right.
Once you start getting the game plan down, he has this move here, which is really cool. So go full screen for me. I can do this, and now look.
What?
Ethereal. Now hit me. If you hit me, I can take it. Oh, I can take a hit, right? So hold on, and then I will go back where I started. You can do that with projectiles.
Oh,
right?
really?
But now I can do like things like this, where I will walk you down. I know I have a hit I can take, or I can walk you down, and you're like, "What's he doing? What's he doing?" And I can still do moves.
That's so cool.
Now here's where it gets crazy.
This has been pretty crazy already.
Keep saying
Like, I don't know
What is
the
that
next
really
level.
for,
Yeah,
though?
we've never done
Your
a-
opponent's always just going to hit you out of it.
One more thing, which I've actually had QA make a video for, because I am not good at doing it yet, but it's really cool. So the meter burn version will freeze time, and you're able to use your clone and yourself. You'll see. Let's take a look at that video.
What?
Ooh.
That's so cool.
Right.
It's really giving me some Kenshi vibes.
I wish they would show that in real time.
Will probably be the last thing I put into my repertoire, and it'll
Right.
probably be something simple for myself.
He seems to have a really high skill
I've
cap.
already started finding things that I can
I don't know how much of that
So,
was
that's Geras.
player controlled on the sand clone.
Fatal blow.
You're
Yep.
right.
I was gonna say he didn't do his fatal blow, bud.
Let's do that.
Sorry if you aren't saying much. You're at work. Yeah, no problem.
Is from about where you start a battle is where as its distance, and then it teleports to you and grabs.
Oh, we've seen this before, right? Wait, no, we haven't.
He'll be fine.
We've seen this part of the fatal blow, yeah. The actual Geras part.
Awesome. So
That's Geras.
that's Geras.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people look at like brawlers or.
I feel as if they underexplained him. There was so much stuff going on, and
honestly,
they kind of just scratched the surface there. I'm going to rewatch the Geras part for sure to hear the explanation again about the hourglass charges.
Gotta protect the hourglass.
The only character you're underwhelmed with is Smoke. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Smoke, right? I don't know if you were able to listen for the full extent of it, but earlier when I was watching Smoke, I don't know why they changed his projectile, right? Because his projectile that hit low that made you fall from the sky was such a core part of his game plan. And he was all about vortexes, right? And like ending his combo with a 50-50 to put you back into the same combo. And they made his projectile something that slowly arcs across the sky and you appear behind the opponent with an overhead. But it's so slow and reactable. So first of all, it's so slow, I don't think you can use it for anti-zoning. Whereas Smoke was supposed to be all about anti-zoning, right? So it's not fast enough for anti-zoning. And I think you only get a mix off of it if you meter burn, which is weird because with the assists in this game, there are so many ways to mix people up without meter burning.
There's no rules.
So you have to meter burn to get a mix, and it puts you into an invisibility state. Here's a match. It puts you into invisibility, which is weird because it's kind of encroaching upon Reptile's whole shtick, because Reptile's thing is invisibility. I'm a little skeptical on Ashrah too. I like the idea behind it. I just don't think it'll be very good because you have to get 3 stacks of the evil mode stuff before you can start proccing better damage with the holy mode. And I don't think the rounds are going to last long enough to actually benefit from that. So I'm thinking Ashrah might need buffs. She might be an underpowered character at launch. But I do think it's interesting.
And I love the weird pose he gets in too.
Okay, here's an actual match with Smoke. Let's see how they're using him.
them down, make them can't do a lot.
Yeah, Kameo Sektor has. He's got exactly what you expect.
Right.
Teleport, flamethrower, and then
Some low poke and
so that VA Lion uppercut move is really, really fast.
That was a weird animation.
Actually, kind of low pokes on the block. It's one of the fastest fucking moves in the entire game.
They're super quiet on my end too. It's not just my stream.
Oh, hits the fatal blow.
the life daggers.
I do not think.
Oh, that's a cool animation.
The ending of this fatal blow is one of my favorites.
The lion.
Dude, if this game came out when I was a teenager, I would be all over Smoke because, well, first of all, I already made Smoke in MK9 when I was a teenager, right? So I was already a Smoke main. But I was really big into knives, into like different types of knives and knife collecting when I was a teenager. So if I saw Smoke with a karambit, I'd be like, that's the character for me.
Oh, oh.
Oh, excellent. Tricky. There's an uppercut.
Dropped it.
Does that sector uppercut track?
Yes, it does. And
The Strive Evo champ is now Smoke.
Let it fly.
Took me a second to make the connection there.
Over, but second comes in.
Oh, that was interesting with the, I'm more interested in the assist stuff that Smoke is doing. And I don't know why they would give him an anti-air
oh, lantern.
that leads to Oki, because I don't really know how an anti-air would fit into his game plan.
Range and then control the lantern.
My point is, before Smoke had very obvious strengths and a very obvious game plan, right? But now, because they kind of changed some stuff that was working together really well with his old game plan, now I don't really know how you're supposed to play him.
Had a breaker though. Remember in this
Yeah, now that you mention it,
three bar.
it is pretty close.
He had a cameo too.
Exactly.
Ooh.
He has to make MK1 his main game now.
Pressure, there you go.
The EX anti-air smoke bomb to set up the smoke bomb or the Sektor rocket.
If I had a, if there were a character in a fighting game that looked exactly like me, I would have to main them. Oh no.
Love it.
There it is.
Love it.
But then again, I don't think that ever happens because I feel as if I look so, like,
One of my
generic.
top 5 all-time favorites.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the classic Fatal there.
Thank you for that to the QA team. Always putting together amazing fights.
That was a funny one.
Down there. Well, that's it for today.